It just depends on what you actually are gonna play.
That's fair.
Okay, let me see if I can find these.
Well, while you do that, I have hit the go live button.
Good, then I can stop this. I just thought this time, because last time there was a lot of stuff happening before the stream. I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna record it in case.
Yeah, I've taken to streaming plus recording the podcast because of all the hiccups we have sometimes.
Yeah,
So that way, if I record it,
def
then I can upload it without any hiccups going on.
I like doing that so I can have a stream version with chat and stuff enabled, and I can also have a clean version, which now doesn't have all the ugly elements. Just clean, split all the audio tracks into different tracks, and
I
just make it a bit better.
I do it for important streams, I guess you could say. So like this one, or if I'm doing like a stream let's play, then I'll record it. But if I'm just like, screw it, we're streaming a game tonight, then I won't record it.
I think I mean, it takes a lot of storage, but you will usually get, better video out of it, so I kind of like that.
It also depends on what the stream's doing, what's happening. Things like that. Who's this? Oh, geez. Oh, already off to a phenomenal start.
What has happened?
Oh, we had yep. Just had a real tiny lag spike.
Tiny, you say?
Yeah, it's like 2 seconds.
Now, how do I export this?
Oh, we have such a problem. I had the biggest problem with making this list thing because one of the things I said was games that came out in 2022 that we didn't like, and I could not think of any.
I was like, and this one isn't amazing, and let's just put that there.
Yeah, there's one I could put on both. I liked it and didn't like it, just because of the ending, and apparently there's a true ending to it that nobody can get. There's no guides on the internet or anything on how to get the proper ending. But
There we go, export. Okay, I think.
That's
Oh
new.
yeah, this should be. If I can send you this file, that's the mod pack. We will deal with that later.
We're gonna on cast show me how to do it. Fair enough.
I wasn't thinking we would do it now. I'm just preparing.
No, also the reason why I'm recording is that we can go straight from the podcast into streaming or screen for a tiny bit.
Well, yeah, that's kind of what we need to prepare.
Without having to end the stream.
I mean, it could actually be a good thing to split it.
Yeah.
If you wanna upload a VOD later.
That's why I have the recording. I upload the recordings to the podcast channel.
And you still haven't sent me any of them.
Oh yeah, that's true. I haven't done a lot of things.
We are a little bit behind, but I mean that's just the nature of this podcast.
The nature of the very unprofessional podcast.
It's in the name.
I've been so behind because my buddies and we actually started last night recording. We actually are going full force into making a group channel, so I've been trying to get that up and running. I don't even have a logo for the podcast yet either. I've been trying to get my channel back and running. I've been trying to get my non-gaming channel back and running.
Is there anything you aren't working on?
Is there anything I'm not working on? Yeah, all the crap I just listed because I get overwhelmed and don't work on it.
there may be a little bit too much.
Yeah, but
I mean, I'm kind of looking into more, video stuff to make, but it isn't going very well. AKA, I'm clueless. I don't know what I'm doing.
see, I know what I'm doing. I just need to like actually record things. Like I have ideas for. I want to bring back a series I used to do called Golden First 30, where I'd play the first 30 minutes to an hour of a game I've never played before, regardless of when it came out.
Would that be like the fortune cookie thing you were talking about?
No, that would just be a YouTube thing.
I was looking into maybe doing something like that, so I thought instead of, I can't be bothered to register all my games right now. I'm too lazy. So I
Yeah,
just went
I
to my shelf, closed my eyes, pointed my finger, and I picked out a Final
pick.
Fantasy game. And I'm not sure if I'm actually gonna do it or not.
See, I got.
But I mean, it's just the beginning, so I mean, it should be fine.
I don't want to say.
It shouldn't be too bad, right?
Yeah, I don't want to say I got lucky, but I discovered this the backlog website. I discovered it back when I only owned like 100 games, maybe. So then, as I got more games, I just made sure to update it every time. But even then, I've just gotten so behind because like I'll buy like a bunch of games and I'll just be like, all right, good, and then I'm like, wait a minute, crap, I gotta update the backlog.
I have spreadsheets.
Yeah, see, a lot of people do spreadsheets, but I found a website that like does it all for me. I just have to write the game in there, and then it does everything else for me, organizes it, everything like that.
Doesn't seem too bad, but
So
I don't really want to use the website, but that's just me.
that's fair.
But yeah, I mean, if I am gonna register all these, that's gonna take a while.
Hmm.
There is, a couple. I have no idea how many I actually have.
To be fair, like I actually had to make a new account on that thing because there isn't a way to eliminate multiple games in one go. You have to delete them all by one. And I made the problem of adding in all of the ROMs that I had too. And then later I'm like, those aren't my actual games. And I'm trying to kind of back away from using ROMs. So I'm like, no, I need to like update this to games I only own. Which dropped my
I mean,
game count from like 3,000 to only like 1,000.
that's still quite a bit, but
Yeah,
I
no.
think like I don't mind like having ROMs and using them. It just I do prefer having a physical copy of it too. But
Either
I mean, like
physical or
with my
digital copy
GameCube,
of
I
the
only
game.
play the game, or actually most of my older consoles, I only play the ROM files to not so I don't wear out the disk drive too much.
Yeah, and I have the
Or like
problem.
with the 3DS, I just prefer playing on the PC.
Well, the 3DS, I have all digital games, unless I get a physical game in like the mail or something to Video Game Monthly. Same with my handhelds, but like I also have the problem like ROM hacks. If I see one that looks kind of cool, interesting, I want to try it. I will look to see if someone has made a cartridge version of that ROM hack before I actually download the ROM hack. Like I have no emulators on my PC at all. That's a lie. I have BlueStacks, but that's an Android emulator. That's to play phone
Yeah.
games on my PC.
Yeah, no, I just think like some of it makes sense just because it might be easier to record, it might be cleaner video and that kind of stuff. So in some cases, I do think emulation makes sense to use, even
And
if you
also cable
own the console
management.
and physical game and upscales and all that fancy stuff.
Yeah. The hardest thing, and I've thought about maybe using emulation for it, but then I've found a workaround, is my 3DS, like streaming it. But
Yeah,
I found a program called Snickers Streams, which allows me to wirelessly over a Wi-Fi connection stream my 3DS to an application on my computer, which I can then stream that application.
I just couldn't be bothered. But I think like at the time I was looking into this, I didn't have a new enough 3DS to do that.
Uh, I
So
have
I just kind of passed up on it. But these days it's also just I don't know. I just really enjoy playing 3DS game with the Switch Pro controller.
that's fair. I own a 2DS, but I
That's
own
honestly one of the main reasons why I do it.
see,
But I mean, some games that's not really an option,
I,
or it gets a bit more complicated. And in that case, maybe I will look into that. But for now, it's fine.
I have the problem. I have a 2DS XL, and that's the console I have by my bedside, so I play like that in bed because I broke my Switch.
How did you break your Switch?
It only detects one Joy-Con connected to it at a time. Like, so if I put my Joy-Cons into the side of the Switch to use it in handheld mode, it will only detect one Joy-Con at a time. I can take them both out and then it'll detect them both, but if I slide them both into the console, it does not detect both of them.
That seems a bit impractical.
A little bit.
I am still thinking about maybe getting a OLED Switch, but it's a bit expensive considering I already have a Switch.
Yeah, that's my thing. Like, I have like if I own a console, I'm not gonna buy like the newer one just because it's upscaled. It's like that's cool. I don't care. I have no need to own two
When I
Switches.
got my PS4 Slim, is what I ended up with. I was considering the Pro, but then I looked at all the games I had. I'm like, none of these support 4K anyways. There's no point.
When I went to buy my PS4, I could have bought the Pro, but it's like you buy the PS4 Pro and it comes with no games, or you buy the PS4 Slim for the same price and it comes with, I think at the time it was NHL 19. So I'm like, I mean, I want a game with my console, so yes, I'm gonna buy that one.
I already had bought PS4 games before I owned the console, so that wasn't an issue.
See,
But
I don't do that. I buy the console and then I buy games, or I'll have like some
usually
free to
I
play
do that,
games.
but the PS4 was an exception.
Fair.
I just saw a game and it was on sale. I'm like, I really want this game, but I don't have the console, so I'm just gonna buy it anyways.
The only console I can think of when I did that technically was my N64, because I'm like, I don't own any games for it, but someone's selling this one for with no games on it for like $40. And when I mentioned it, my aunt's like, well, I have some games lying around that are really hard to find that I don't have the console for anymore, so you could have them if you want. And then I paid her for them, and that's how I ended up with Harvest Moon and Doom 64.
No, but what I want to mention with like the bundle thing with the PS4,
Yeah.
the game they include is Fortnite.
Nice. Got some Fortnite skins or exclusive crap.
I think that's what they included. I don't know. I never looked at it.
That's what it would be, because like you can go to like stores, like game stores, and
like,
you can buy a case that says Fortnite, but when you open it up, it's literally just a code for like a skin bundle.
I have a Fallout 76. When I bought that on PC, I bought a physical copy, but it's just a cardboard disc in it with the code on it.
I own Fallout 76 on PC through the Microsoft Store, and then I have it on PS4 because it was a PS Plus free game.
I bought that, got it registered with Bethesda. Bethesda launched shut down, and now I have it on Steam.
Yeah, because all of Bethesda's games got moved over to Steam. And
they've been really nice about it.
It was kind of weird when they did that, because as kind of like a sorry for the inconvenience, or hey, transfer all your stuff over, they gave away Elder Scrolls 1 and 2 for free. So you got Elder Scrolls Arena.
Elder Scrolls?
Yeah, Elder Scrolls Arena, Elder Scrolls 2 Daggerfall, and then Wolfenstein Enemies Within, I think, or Enemies Territory. They gave them away for free. As kind of a sorry for shutting down our launcher, here, move to Steam thing. But anyone could download them.
I thought they gave out Fallout 2, and
no,
Fallout Tactics.
That was epic, and that was during the Christmas giveaway. That was like last week.
I do have the Arena and Daggerfall.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't recognize.
I have 2 copies of Daggerfall because I have the original one they gave away on Steam, and then on GOG they gave away Daggerfall. Somebody remade it in the Unity 3 or 4 engine, so the game actually was upscaled.
Yeah, but also when you transfer, at least with 76, when you transfer that over, all DLC was just like, hey, free DLC now.
Here you go, have it.
And I bought the game on sale as well, like half off.
Oh, I made a mistake like that. Was it Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order? I bought it on Steam for $6. The next week, it was announced it was going to be a free PS Plus game. I'm like, really? I know it was only $6, but I could have saved $6. Ah.
it depends a bit, but something. I mean, 76. I like that I have a physical copy or physical.
I got a
But I
piece of
mean, I
cardboard with a
do. I mainly
download
wanted to get it
code.
on PC because that's where I have people to play with.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess that's also a factor. Who am I playing with?
It sucks that
Which
games
is
like
why I got you Risk of Rain 2 on PC.
oh shit, yeah, but like it makes me
Though I
think
think
because like
it does have some cross-platform thing with the Epic Game Store.
but like oh yeah, because it's just cross-platform PC.
And now you need to do some funky thing with your accounts and stuff, but it's possible.
Speaking of cross-platform, this is kind of crappy. Was it Dead by Daylight? I own it on Epic, not on Steam. I was playing with some buddies the other day, and apparently it shows that I'm playing the game on a console. Because where it show like what you're playing it on, it will just show a console icon or a controller for me if I'm on Epic. And I'm like, really? Like, I have the game on PC. You can't just show the Epic logo. You have to show a controller so people think I'm playing on a console? Great.
Well, I'm not familiar with it, so
That's fair.
I
But
stopped
you,
using the Epic
like,
Games Store. I used it a little bit for free games, but then I just stopped caring.
yeah, I have like 200 games on Epic. Let's see, actually, hold on. I have it right here. I have 123 games on the Epic Store, and I didn't pay for a single one of them. They're all have just been the free games they give out.
Yeah, but I just found it annoying or limiting in some ways, so just stopped.
I mean, fair, but I'm also that idiot that just like, hey, we come out with a new launcher, download it. I'm like, okay, so I have like 7 or 8 different game launchers on my PC just because I want to play games.
I have Steam, and I have a couple ones that I just keep in folders because they are not on any launchers.
Well, there's also things like Grand Theft Auto 5 on PC. I have it on Steam, but you have to have the GTA launch or Rockstar's launcher installed. I have Assassin's Creed Origins, but you have to have Ubisoft's launcher installed.
Those are just terrible.
They're just like I
It's
have
so
them.
annoying if you bought it on one platform or through a launcher, and then you just tell, no, get another one and make an account to play the game you already paid for.
Yeah, that's all the launcher's for is just to make the account, or even just like, hey, this is how our game is launched. Like I have them. I never use them though, because all
Yeah,
all of
I
Rockstar's
think it,
games are on Steam, but they just launch through their launcher. So it boots up their launcher, then boots up the game. I'm just like, okay, whatever.
yeah, but it just causes a bit more issues, particularly for like, I don't know, Stream Deck user.
Oh well,
That can very much fuck things up. So there's a lot of games that are just not gonna work because they need a stupid launcher that
I'm
is
done.
totally
Except
unnecessary.
the Steam Deck is like, it's weird. You can do so many things with it. Somebody hooked up their Xbox Cloud Play through their Steam Deck, so they can play their Xbox wherever they are as long as they have the Steam Deck with them.
I mean, it is a Linux system. You can do a lot.
But I don't.
I feel like one of I do have a laptop I use for traveling. I try to play games on it, but the thing is that the entire video, like opening with video of the game, is played.
Yeah.
Or no, the audio played, and then once the audio was finished, then the video played at like 2 FPS, and then it just
Nice.
crashed.
Yeah. No, I was like,
So I can only play visual novels on it.
I was toying with the idea of getting a Steam Deck, and then I'm like, wait a minute, I'm just gonna see what I can get for a laptop. So I went in, I bought a gaming laptop, and that's what I use for travel. It's not the strongest laptop in the world, but it plays a lot of older games, which is good because that's all I really was using it for. Really.
Yeah, I was also considering a Stream Deck because I like the form factor to Switch. But it's also like, if it is essentially a PC, can't I just bring a laptop so I can do a lot more? Like, I guess the Stream Deck kind of works as a tablet, but you know, bigger screen, you can get a bit more power, and I don't know if I want to do video editing or something. I don't know, I need to bring an external keyboard and stuff.
Also, with
It
a
just seems more convenient, but right now I don't want to spend money on a computer. I have enough money in, for example, the camera I bought.
that's fair. I spent too much on the chair behind me. My gaming beanbag chair.
It's not that visible, and I no, I mistook your beanbag chair for the actual chair.
No, my actual chair actually was less than my beanbag chair. That's because I got this chair
Oh,
on sale. But Speaking of this
It's
chair,
still
I need to get a
not
new
very
power
visible.
thing for it so I can light it up again because it lights up, but I ran over the power cord and broke it.
You need a power. Does it not run off batteries?
Nope. This chair? Nope. It's got LED
So you need
lights
to have a
around
wire plugged
the
into a
outside.
chair. That
Yeah, I have to plug in my chair if I want the lights to work.
just seems a bit impractical.
Yeah, but if you're like me, you like lights. But no, I think my beanbag chair is going to get a lot of use because one of the things that like I'm trying to slowly enjoy playing video games again. And one of the things that like stops me is when I'm playing, I'm sitting at my desk. And when I'm sitting at my desk, I'm like, I should be streaming or making a YouTube video or recording. I should not just be playing a game for enjoyment. So then a lot of times I sit on the couch or something like that just so I can play games for enjoyment. And I'm like, I need one of these like in my office so I can play my consoles. So I bought a beanbag chair. So I don't have to be sitting at my
What
desk all the
I
time.
what I have done is, well, I do have a sofa,
Well, that's because you have a
but
basement. I have a tiny little like
yeah, but no, here's the
closet.
thing. I like putting my legs straight out. But the part you can do that on is all the way in the corners. You're not in front of the screen then.
Ah,
But this is one of those bed sofas, so I just pull out the bed part, so I can lay over the entire thing.
fair. The beanbag chair works perfectly because
Occasionally the sofa splits apart.
I know, I know you're probably watching the stream, but right behind me, like where my steering wheel and stuff's on, is on a table that can adjust, but it's at the perfect height. I can sit in the beanbag chair and use the racing wheel, so I can play games like Forza and stuff while sitting in the chair. But
I'm just trying to think if
and the laptop I have also is good enough I can stream with it, so I could do streams sitting from my beanbag chair if I wanted to.
I was looking into like being able to have like my microphone movable about so I can sit in the sofa. But I'm not sure what I'm gonna do. I do have HDMI cables, so I could just
So
plug it into my desk if I need to stream that way.
the mic I'm using now, my HyperX Quadcast, it doesn't move very well. Like it stays in the rocker arm at my desk. What I do have, it was $60, is a Razer Series Mini. And that's my mic that I use to move around and like sit in other places in my room and still talk with people.
I think of picking up like a lavalier mic. Just to have like a practical small thing I can just bring about.
That's fair. That's why I have the Razer. It's actually really small and
Yeah, but for what I need to do, I don't think that's gonna work.
that's fair.
It's much more convenient if I can just clip it to myself and not worry about where the hell I am. Can I expect there to be a desk and a mic stand in the middle of the forest?
That's how you get the ultimate 12 experience. He records from the forest.
I have some ideas about it, but that doesn't mean I have done anything.
That terrifies me when you say you have some ideas about it.
What would I be doing in a forest?
Let's not get into that. This is a children-friendly podcast, young lady.
Are we talking murder?
Sure.
I'm more concerned than you are now.
Nah, you don't need to be.
Okay, I mean, usually it's the opposite.
You got nothing to worry
Usually
about.
I'm the one doing the questionable ideas.
We both
they
do
seem very
questionable ideas,
wholesome
let's be
right
real
now.
here. Your idea's wholesome? I don't doubt. No.
Well, to be fair, murder isn't very wholesome, but
Oh, come on. Murder's the most wholesome thing in the world. You make the world a better place by taking away from it. Because for all you know, you could have killed a rapist. And now, there you go. World's a little bit more wholesome.
I was more thinking like circle of life kind of thing. But I'm not sure if I want to go more into the opposite side of that.
Welcome
Have
to
we already detracted?
welcome to the very unprofessional podcast. We are a gaming podcast somehow, but
It's not very much game sometimes.
Well, we talked about games for a while, but then we just kind of strayed away because we started talking about you in the forest committing murder, committing mass genocide, really.
I think it might be better than some of the other options that might have been in your head.
Oh, it's very, very possible.
Well, I don't know what they are, so you would have to say.
I...
Jeez. I'm not doing OnlyFans in the forest.
Only fans in the forest. That's what I'm titling this episode when it goes live on YouTube.
I mean, wasn't that what you meant?
Sure.
Oh no, that means there
Something
might have
along
been something more.
those lines.
I was kind of thinking it might be what your idea was, but I swear that wasn't mine. No, it was the murder.
Oh, murder's always on your mind. Let's be real here.
I have a screenshot of a chat from when you know how I tend to disappear for long periods of time.
Yep.
And I just remember very explicitly this chat. You I don't know remember what you were talking about, but you bring up like the emojis on Android. They switched from like an actual gun to like a water pistol.
Oh yeah.
I don't remember, but I think it was like I think you then showed up with also showing I don't know water gun probably. And you said when it was talking about murder, that's when 12 shows up. So I'm
True.
clearly attracted towards it.
It's true. Whenever
I
we
would go
talk,
find it, but it's not on this computer.
it's on her one of many computers that she has lying around.
I, th- I think it's on my NAS somewhere. Maybe not. I think it's on the Chungus drive. Yes, I named my drive Chungus. Don't question it.
I got a friend that named her hard drive Bingus, so
I think I don't think my name on drives too oddly. And I actually do print out labels with on them. It just and you know when you have multiple hard drives, it looks exactly the same. It does help. Doesn't mean I remember what they are.
I have one hard drive that's my YouTube and Twitch folder, one hard drive that's all my Steam games, one hard drive that is just games that are not on Steam, so anything from Epic or just downloaded via their own launcher. And then the rest of them are just new volume drive, data drive, Windows C drive.
It still sounds more organized than mine. I have a drive called Chungus, and I have some other drives.
It's all organized.
Sometimes they disappear.
It is organized until you realize I made a small mistake, and all of my Steam games are installed under my non-Steam games folder, and all of my non-Steam games are installed under my Steam games hard drive.
I know it's Steam, you can quite easily move them from one download folder to another.
Yeah, that's another thing. One of my drives, I have 4 drives that are all 2 terabytes, and they're almost all full. They all have less than 100 gigs free, and 2 of them are only Steam games. I need more hard drives, but I need an internal one.
I have a 4 terabyte that I'm supposed to retire and put Steam games on it. Because my main drive is currently quite full with both Steam games and a lot of DVD rips.
Fair.
I've been trying to rip all my Tom and Jerry stuff.
Ah.
See, very wholesome. We do not discuss some of my other DVDs in my collection.
That's for a different podcast that I'm not a part of.
This is the only podcast I'm a part of. What do you mean?
That you're comfortable sharing.
It smells really weird.
I don't know. No.
No,
Stop.
we don't need to know.
Stop.
I found it used. This is a DVD, I will let you know. I don't know if that helped.
Over here, just like OnlyFans podcast, and 12's like, I found it used. It's like, ugh.
Well, should we leave it?
Yeah, that's it. Episode
Yeah,
done.
just and let's just ignore that. I have a bit of a stink bomb around here. Don't touch it. At least bring gloves.
Only in Norway do you have to have stink bombs in order to defend yourself.
Imagine throwing porno DVDs at people to protect yourself.
I shall.
When the Russians come, you just throw gay porn DVDs at them. We have a solution for the raid.
I hate where this is going.
I don't know if I should take the blame for starting this.
We'll just hand it to you anyways.
We have not covered any of the topics we were supposed
No,
to talk about.
we're 30 minutes into this, and it's supposed to be the topics of our games that we've played in 2022. And
Hold up.
here we are, like, nah, we're gonna talk about other things.
I do have one other thing I want to talk about.
Uh-oh.
It's not sexual, don't worry. So, at work, good start. I have these Sony Link buds for music, which I really like because they have a hole in them. They're like a donut, so they don't do any isolation. And I noticed earlier this week, one of them was a bit quiet, but you put it in correctly and it's fine. On Friday, it just completely died. Touch works, it connects, but no audio. So I went to the store, not the one I bought it at, but the same chain. You know what? Not bad service, but I didn't get a new one. They just sent it in for repairs because it's only 10 months old. So let's see how that goes. I was planning on maybe doing like a full video about that. I have some ideas for it. But we will see when I get them back. It might take a while.
I am shocked you didn't try to fix it yourself. Usually you try to do that thing.
I did.
Ah.
I thought because there's no audio, common reason for that is they're just full of airwax.
Yep.
So I just cleaned them, and that didn't work. And then I said, you know what? They are 10 months old. They're still covered on a warranty. So I'm just gonna send them back. See what happens.
Fair.
I never had to do that before, but might as well.
It's one of those things.
Anyways, now I'm ready for the topics of whatever. Let's see if I cover the topics, please.
Well, the topics are, since the year is now new, as we're 14 days into it, games that came out.
Sorry for being sick.
Yeah. 12 was sick. I was taking a mental break from content creating. So we're going to do a list of games that came out in 2022 that we liked, we didn't like, we wish we played, and then I made a list of games that came out in previous years that I finally got around to playing in 2022.
I did that too, but I have one more.
What's that?
Games releasing this year.
Oh, right. Games coming out in
That we're looking
2023. Yeah.
I think you mentioned it, but yeah, it might have gotten lost by all the times you reminded me.
Like I said, I woke up this morning and went, podcast time. Then I went, wait, crap, podcast. So I actually...
And the most surprising thing is, you told me quite a few times, reminded me, this is what we're doing. Prepare. And here you are, the day off, and you realize, I didn't prepare at all.
Nope, I didn't. Crap.
At least I started a few weeks before, then I nuked my server and lost it.
Good job. Good job.
It fits with the podcast. I'm a professional unprofessional.
You see, the 2023 games we're looking forward to is the last topic, so I can actually work on it as we're talking about this stuff here. So
Um, yeah, mine is ready, and I was thinking it made sense to end with. So, do
yeah,
we just start with
let
good games?
let's start with you said you had a game that you didn't like, and I don't have a list for that. So why don't you start with the list of games you did not like?
Well, I I did. I'm just covering games I definitely played. So, Lego Star Skywalker Saga. Bit of a disappointment. I don't know if you ever touched that game.
I have. It is actually on the list of games I liked. I quite enjoyed it.
I I kind of do like how it's quite open world. Um, but I mean, to me, the levels didn't feel right. And like at least where I started, it just felt like you were just walking from point A to point B to point A to point B to point A to point B, yeah, just walking constantly and never doing a level. And when there was levels, like it's like 5 minutes. So I felt a bit disappointment, but I didn't expect it to be like a remake or remaster of like the old games plus some extra. I didn't expect that, but I kind of was expecting a little more. But it's not terrible. It just, I wished it was a bit better.
Fair.
But I mean, I'm still probably gonna play it because I play all the Lego games.
That is fair. I've been speaking of the Lego games. I've been playing through. Was it Lego Chima? Because I got that for the 3DS.
Ah, that's been a long time since I touched. I kind of want to pick that up for the Vita. Um, I think it's the same game. I just think it might look a bit nicer.
Yeah.
So, I mean, for me with Lego games, I've been trying to collect them all. I'm missing, uh, 3 console games,
Oh,
I
wow.
think. There's some I want a different version of. And then there's just the handheld stuff. Which I have a couple, but I'm missing quite a bit there.
Yeah.
So I think I'm doing pretty well there. Okay, I have another game I sort of put in bad, but it's also kinda in the good, but I think people know exactly why I'm saying it's bad. Pokemon Violet.
Fair.
Yes, did I enjoy it? Yes. Does it have problem? Very yes.
Very yes.
Yeah, I don't think it needs much of an explanation of why it's in the bad category.
Well, it is getting a massive patch update in like February, they said, but
Yeah, but that is kinda late.
yeah, but at the same time, like for some people, like if you're dumb like Steven here, you actually enjoyed it, and even with all of the
Oh, don't worry, I definitely enjoyed it. I've
even
gotten
with
quite
all
a
the
few
quote
hours in.
unquote like bad stuff people were talking about it, I still liked it. Like I
Oh,
didn't.
yeah, yeah, that's the thing. Is like there's a lot of issues with it, yeah, but I can still enjoy the game even with those issues. And I also think with I also I really do like the bugs.
Yeah, see, like
I think that makes it a lot more fun. But
I like the.
some people keep complaining. But personally, I like it.
There was like a tweet that I saw that described it perfectly. It was terrible graphics, terrible performance, best Pokemon experience I've had in years, and that to me just like explains it massively.
Yeah, when you compare it to, there's definitely stuff. I really want more clothing options. I hate
Yeah,
how
they need more
limiting it is.
clothing. Holy crap! Like Sword and Shield had a lot more clothing options than this one. This one's like, hey, do you want a summer school uniform? How about a fall one? A winter one? That's it.
There's a spring one. But yeah, no, it's just
Sorry, I didn't
way
list
too
all four
limiting.
seasons.
So it kind of just makes it completely pointless. But
Yeah.
like when you compare it to Sword and Shield, I personally quite liked Sun and Moon, but I know some people didn't.
I haven't played Sun
I
and
think
Moon.
it's quite good, honestly. I do enjoy exploring the world and stuff, but I really do wish they also had what is it? The levels of the trainers actually scaled as you got gym badges.
Yeah,
So you can kind of go at it in any order you want instead of trying to figure that out.
Well, the thing is, you can go any order you want until you get
But it doesn't
about
really make
like
sense to go to
three.
the last gym first, does it?
Yeah, like you can go to any gym you want, but the problem is, like, yeah, you could go to the last gym, but it'd be so much of a challenge, kind of thing.
Yeah, and also if you level up too high, then they won't listen.
Mm-hmm.
So it just doesn't really make sense. That they really should have done something. But in contrast, what I put in good, Legend Arceus.
Yeah, a lot of people have done that. They're like, oh, the Pokemon game was crap, but Legends Arceus was awesome.
It didn't feel as broken. Is it perfect? No, but I really do. I absolutely. I mean, the main thing I really loved about it was honestly just the. I wish this was more open world, but the one village. Let me emphasize that one village. They should have added more. It's really charming. I quite like it. It feels a bit. I kind of like that they had gone back in time and also have a lot of like took a lot of Japanese
It
inspiration.
was old school Sinnoh.
Yeah. The only thing is, I just wish it was a bit more open world and more towns.
Like
No, I like it.
the main point of that game though was basically like not battling or anything. It was you're gonna complete the Pokedex because they don't know what that is.
Oh yeah, that too. I wish they actually made your Pokemon actually matter.
We made a
I mean, this isn't
Pokemon
the
game
only
where the
I think Sword and
Pokemon
Shield
don't
also was a bit
matter.
like that. Yeah, that's the thing. Is like just catch like 10 of these, and it's like, where's my mental connection with
Yeah.
these? It just kind of makes them, pointless. So I don't like when they make you catch every Pokemon, like multiple of them. Catch one and create a bond.
Yeah, like catching
So
multiple of one Pokemon sucks, but I like the idea of catching multiple Pokemon.
yeah, no, I do like that, but it gets a bit much.
Fair.
But I mean, yeah, and then Pokemon Violet, Scarlet and Violet, did they at least fix the world thing with bigger and more towns? And I just really do like the new style with being able to explore it and just walk around.
Pokemon Scarlet and Violet has made me go back and play the other Pokemon games. Like I'm playing through Y right now, and I'm gonna start Sun and Moon once I'm done Y, and I've actually gone back and started doing the DLCs for Pokemon Shield. Because like at first I just didn't want to do them because I was just so bummed out of Pokemon, but then Pokemon Violet or Scarlet brought me back to playing the older Pokemon games.
I've been playing a bit around with ROM hacks. With some of the old games like Emerald, I try replaying it, but I increased the levels of all the trainers to make it a bit harder.
Yeah.
And stuff like that just helps makes it more replayable. I not really had the itch for a while. But I do intend on trying to get all the games at some point, and I'm also collecting the anime on DVD, which is another story.
For ROM hacks, I've been playing Pokemon Perfect Crystal, an N64 one, but it basically is Pokemon Crystal where they've increased the trainers levels, and they've also added all 251 Pokemon from Gen 1 and 2 into it.
Sounds fine.
Something we should play together is called Poke1 though. It's an online MMO fan made thing. We should try that one down.
Maybe. Can you cover your good games of the year?
Do you not have any, or are you done?
Yeah, I only had Legends Arceus. I didn't play that many games.
Oh, okay. So I
have an own list of games that came out this year that I didn't play.
I have a
There's
list.
a lot of them.
Ironically, my list of games I played this year are longer than the ones I wish I played, which is usually opposite. But all right,
No, I have my wish play games are games I bought but never played, and games I don't even own but want to play.
5 of my games I wish.
It.
There's 5 games from my wish list that I own. The other ones I don't. But all right. Games from 2022 that I liked. Starting off, Legends Arceus. I bought it like November. Play a little bit of it. It's really fun, really neat. The idea that you don't always have to battle is kind of cool. I like the idea of walking around, catching Pokemon. It's like a console version of Pokemon Go, basically. Best way to put it.
I mean, Well, wouldn't that be technically the Let's Go games?
I guess, yeah. I've never actually played the Let's
No,
Go
not
games.
really, because like the capture mechanic is the same, but the gameplay doesn't really match up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Let's Go I was gonna complain about with just making you catch it.
Mm.
That's all you do there. There's no battle, and you're just catching. Well, that
Um,
now we now know that Let's Go games are very forgettable.
of course they're very
Okay, move
forgettable.
on.
Next up, I got Gran Turismo 7. It started off really good as a good game. It still is pretty fun, pretty enjoyable. They went back to what made the Gran Turismo games fun. Like they didn't try to make it an esport like they did with Gran Turismo Sport. They did have some problems at first. They made the game not easy, but you were able to play the game without spending real money. And then in one update, they sneaked in microtransactions and increased the prices of all the cars, so you were forced to spend real money in the game. I still haven't, but you were kind of forced to, and that caused a lot of controversy, and they went back on it. But still, just like the Forza Motorsports games, just nice, calm, casual racing game.
And with like racing games, I don't really like just driving around on a track. I find it a bit boring.
Yeah,
So that's why I like Need for Speed. And no, I never really understand Need for Speed, but I guess I enjoy them.
Need for
But for
Speed,
me, the Horizon games as well has been like the racing games for me.
yeah, more open world games. I don't
And
mind.
you like that? Well, here you can just drive around,
Yeah,
mess about.
I don't mind like Gran
Take
Turismo and
cars where
Forza
you're never
Motorsport.
supposed to take them.
Exactly. I also like the Forza Horizon games because they add in so many random variety of cars. Same like the Gran Turismo
Oh
games.
yeah,
Like Gran Turismo adds in almost 1,000 types of cars, but you can't just drive them freely. It's like this is so boring. But yeah, like the Horizon games, you can just
wait.
take a dumb car and drive it around.
I really want them to add like buses and lorries. I want to race a lorry. Shut up. Go
That
off roading
is
with one.
what is the game? There's a game I have on the Xbox One, Super Truck Championship. It's semi truck. It's lorry truck racing.
Well, yeah, but I
Whatever.
also
You
would
guys
like to,
call them
have
lorries.
buses and
They're
all
called
that.
semi trucks out here. You guys call them lorries.
I don't know. I don't speak English.
She barely speaks Norwegian. She can't speak any language. It's an alien species. All right.
Yeah, let's go with that.
Let's get rid of those. We'll just slowly delete them off the list as I go. Lego Star Wars Skywalker Saga. I actually enjoyed this game.
No, you didn't.
Oh, but I did. We'll ignore the fact that I've only played episode 1 so far, but I have enjoyed it. I love the little
To be
stupid...
fair, episode 1 is the worst one.
And I still enjoyed it. I love the
I
little
don't think you're
quirky
in
things.
shade.
They added a little bit more than they did in like in the complete saga. Like in the complete saga, it started episode 1. They fly into the base in a cutscene. In Skywalker Saga, you fly into the base. I love the little interactions you can have with different people. They've added in a fan theory thing into a fan theory creepy pasta into Skywalker Saga, which I thought was pretty cool.
I did not know that.
Yeah, there's like a house or like a hut you can go into and there's nobody there, but you hear screams and then you see a droid and the droid runs off into the distance and you can't follow it after, it just kind of disappears, and the creepypasta goes that the droid witnessed a pregnant lady get absolutely slaughtered to death, and that recording of the lady is stuck in the droid's mind. It's traumatized. They've added that little Easter
Okay,
egg
that
thing
was a
into the
bit
game.
dark.
Oh yeah, it's a dark one, but it was kind of cool that they added
No,
in. But
but like with the thing is with Skywalker Saga, is that the episode 1 I think was the worst part, but it does get much better after that.
see, I only played episode 1. And I
So
still
I
enjoyed
guess
it.
you
I
have
don't know.
something to look forward to.
It's a little bit of an open world style thing. I don't know. I just like it. I like the Lego games. I like the Star Wars games. They're really fun. I like all the stupid little hints and cheats you could find. Like, someone gave out a code and I typed them all in, and now I own Christmas versions of all the characters. Like, I have C-3PO in a Christmas sweater.
Yeah, I always check out what cheat codes are. Some of the games are really bad. Cheat codes just unlocks characters you can just buy in the store.
Yeah.
And others, they have like hidden characters you can unlock, or I guess also unlocks red bricks earlier, which sometimes can be kind of fun.
Yeah.
Um, but speaking of like Lego games, I think many I heard some people say that Lego Movie 2 game is might be the worst one. And
Yeah,
also,
it's
I
not
know
that great.
Incredibles also has a pretty bad reputations. I own them, but I've not touched them yet. So that might be something to to look at.
Yeah.
I do intend on playing them all. But yeah, that takes a while. Like I noted down one game which I have played this year. Um, but we will cover that later.
When we get to it.
Yeah, we will get to it.
A game that
No spoilers.
not a lot of people liked, but I actually did. Mario Strikers Battle League. Mario
I
Strikers
don't have it, so
soccer.
no thoughts.
Mario soccer or football on your end of the world. Not many people liked it because they just thought it was lacking a lot of content. Like all the Mario sports games just have been lacking content this year for some reason. But I still enjoyed it. It was still fun. I like the idea that you can have the main characters on your team. It's not just here's Mario and all your teammates are little toads. You can have like Mario, Waluigi, Yoshi, and Peach on a team.
I haven't. Yeah, no, I don't own the games. I can't really say too much about it. But
The AI is actually really difficult. It's weird. Like there's two sides to it. You have like when I do the championships, you'll have one match where I win like 2-1, one match where I win like 16-0, and then the other match I barely win or lose like 7-8. Like there's no it's a gamble as to how well the match is actually gonna go.
yeah, but when you mentioned that they some feel like lacking content, that's kind of like how I was seeing like the Mario sports games.
Yeah, but they're lacking
I
like
struggle a bit with seeing the value in them. So or you stayed away, but I might pick up some of them
I just like
eventually.
I'm weird in like sports games really. Like the Mario ones.
I don't think I mind the golf games.
The golf games are good. They've been slowly getting worse since Mario Golf for the N64, but they're all still good.
Wasn't their 3DS one that was pretty decent?
Yeah, the
Like
3DS one
World
actually had
Tour.
like a story mode, which was kind of
Yeah, I
cool.
think that one has. That's probably
You
what I
play
would
as
get.
you play as your me in story mode.
Am I like one of those weird people that don't actually like Mii's that much?
I don't mind them. This is this might sound
I
really
think they just look a
weird.
bit ugly.
This might sound really weird. My me character is black because I think they look much better than the white me characters.
I just find him really difficult to use notes. Just find him looking ugly.
I mean, you have to
Which
stare at
made
me a
like
lot
when I
too. So
played. Wait, did I play Metopia this year?
I mean, the game
Or was
did
that
come out for the
last year?
Switch.
Yeah, but I wasn't sure if that was this year or last year. So
Oh,
don't have it noted down. But I remember like I feel like that's a game you need to be able to use the Mii creator to, have fun with the game properly.
yeah.
And I just don't really. I'm not really good at that, so that kind of ruined that game for me. Yeah, actually, I know I picked up Metopia this year. Oh, did I? No, I must have.
Can't remember.
I think I got Metopia this year. I just didn't remember.
Fair.
Forgettable game.
All right. The next game on the list is not a game, but it is an expansion. Forza Horizon 5's Hot Wheels expansion. They went back to the same thing they did with 3, went back to Hot Wheels, built a Hot Wheels course on top of Mexico, and you drove around. And they teased, and a lot of people loved this, they technically went back on old Horizon material. When you start the expansion, you can only use D, C, or B level cars, and you have to progress through the expansion to unlock the ability to use faster cars. So they actually added in progression into the expansion, and everyone, well, not everyone, but a lot of people loved that. Because that's what, like, original Forza Horizon was based upon, was like, hey, you're not good enough to use the faster cars, so you can't use them yet.
I'm probably gonna pick up Horizon 5 at some point with that expansion because with the third game, I don't have the expansion for it, but I have played it, and it's really fun with all the bit more unique track work. Let's say put it that way.
I just like Forza Horizon because they do some wacky things. Like 3 was Hot Wheels, 4 was Lego, 5 is Hot Wheels again. But also, you should pick it up because I think expansion 2 comes out this year. So
Yeah, I was considering it for winter sale, but it's still only like 35%.
you should get it so
It's not
we could
bad, but
play together because I need more people to play Horizon 5 with. Like, I have a lot of people who still have, like, they still
I
play
can
4, but
remind me next time it's on sale.
okay, I will. I'll make sure.
Do you
Next.
have more games?
Oh, I do. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more.
I just haven't played. Like most of the games, I'm like, oh, this is probably a good game. I just haven't played it. I bought it, but I haven't played.
There's a lot of these games I added onto the list, and then I later looked up the dates. And I'm like, holy crap, they actually came out this year. Well, they have to go to the other list because I put them into the what is it? The games in 20XX I played that I played in 2022, the games that came out in previous years. But anyways, next up is a game that's brought me back to this series. Funny, oddly enough, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. I have not been a huge fan of the last Call of Duty games. In my opinion, Black Ops 4 was the best one. They've all been downhill since then, but MW2 is actually really good. The only really big gripe I have with the game is the weird progression system. Like one of
I
them,
never enjoyed first-person shooters, so I'm just gonna leave this to you.
like the progression system is weird because some of the guns, like one gun in the game, you have to, like each weapon you can level up like individually. So like one of the guns in the game, you have to level up 4 different weapons to like level 20 before you can unlock this gun. And it's just really strange because like none of the weapons all like correspond to each other either. They're just like, yeah, you got to play with a bunch of different weapons before you can unlock this powerful one, kind of thing. But other than that, it's fun. Another just FPS is a brainless shooter, so you know, brainless shooters, they're fun. Next up, a game that 12 liked but didn't like at the same time, but I loved Pokemon Scarlet. I actually really enjoy it. I
It's not bad, but it has issues.
I do hope in the patch that they add Pokemon Home support so I can take Pokemon from Pokemon Go and put them into the game, but I do like it. And they're adding more content to the game yet still, and I haven't run into any of the big issues that people have had though. Like I've had
The
like
biggest issue I ran into was what I mentioned last time, where Pokemon would fall asleep, but it wasn't affected.
no,
They could still fully attack.
see, I haven't had like the only issue I've had is like things off in the distance running at 2 frames a second. But that's like off
Oh
in the
yeah,
distance, so who
FPS
cares?
has been an issue, and yeah, FPS that's been the issue.
Like anything within like 10, 15, 20 feet of my character has always run at full speed, and that's like whatever. Everything else in the distance, I'm like, yeah, it's far off in the distance. They don't need to prioritize it until I get closer.
For me, it's been 2 FPS. No, not 2 meters.
2
is a
frames
bit
a
smaller.
second. Playing Pokemon Scarlet on my NES. Speaking of,
How many NESs do you need to strap together to play that?
what was it?
I'm just
Like,
imagining.
what did someone figure? It wasn't with Pokemon Scarlet, but it was like Breath of the Wild fits on 560 floppy disks or something like that. Like,
I mean, that's just simple. Just take the file of the game and just divide that on whatever the storage media is.
yep.
How many VHS cassettes do I need?
Programmable mouse. Sorry, got distracted. Next up, I have Need for Speed Unbound, the new Need for Speed game. It's amazing. It actually is fun.
But Need for Speed, those are like open world, right?
Yes, they're now open world. They've been open world for a while, but
Yeah, that's what I think was it Need for Speed Rivals. I think I have.
that's like from like 2013. There's been like 6 or 7 more since then.
I
But-
know it's old. I got it. I got it around when I got my Xbox.
The funny thing about Need for Speed Unbound is when you start the game, like with most Need for Speeds, you're given cars to choose as your starting car. The 3 starting car options are a 1968 Dodge Charger, a 2015 Nissan Silvia S15, or a 1986 Lamborghini Countach.
One of those is not like the others.
So I started the game because the Countach is my favorite Lamborghini. So my first car in the game is a Lambo, and I have had no need to buy any other car. But
Seemed a bit odd, but I mean, hey, Lamborghini.
it's odd, but it's nice. Next up, the game. There's not really much to talk about it. Same thing, same crap every year. NHL 23. I'm a Canadian. I like hockey. They added in more things this year, though, like custom leagues. So you can create your own league, add your own rules, add your own teams, things like that. So you can make your own season however the heck you want to make it. And that, I think, is cool. Because you don't have to follow the rule set of one specific league. You can make whatever you want. So.
Sports games, I don't care.
Fair.
Move on.
Next
I'm
up.
bored.
Wow. Next up, I've made a video on this
We
game.
hit 1 hour.
We have hit 1 hour. Well, since you don't like sports games, I'm just gonna get this one right out of the way. PGA Tour 2K23. It's another golf game. I like golf. I like video games. Okay, moving on. Fragment Note Plus is the next one, and this is a romance.
What?
Fragment Note Plus. It is a romance visual novel about your character who's still in high school, and your daughter comes from the future to stop you from making the romantic mistake you did. So the game is about trying to romance a different character than what your character chose, because your daughter comes from the future into the past to fix the mistake. Because apparently something goes wrong, your wife goes apeshit, murders everybody, and ruins your life. And your daughter thinks it's her fault, so she comes into the past to stop you from dating and marrying a certain girl in the game, and tries to convey you to date and marry a different girl.
What was this game again?
Fragment Note Plus. It's on the Switch.
Okay. Switch game neat.
It's actually really good, and there's certain things you have to follow, and if you make one mistake, you automatically get the bad ending, which I've gotten once, which made me feel bad. But yeah, and there's another thing in there. I won't spoil it in case you want to play it or someone else does. There's a big plot point.
I do need to. I hate reading, but visual novels I do need to read more of. I have started Tsukihime, but I need to finish it.
That's me too. I hate reading, but I like visual novels. Only if they're for some reason like anime romance.
Have you read Tsukihime?
No.
Do it. I'm being serious. Do it.
Okay. Hopefully it's up my alley. For some reason, I only like the romance visual novels. I don't know why, but
I guess there's romance in it.
all right.
I think there might be also murder.
And
I
then
don't know. I think it's good.
the last game that I liked from 2022, 7 Days of Rose, another romance visual novel that has a happy ending to it that no one's been able to find. So everybody who's played this game has gotten the bad ending where Rose just, basically with this game, in this visual novel, you and your family go on a vacation and you're on this tropical resort for 7 days. And within those 7 days, you meet this girl and you try to make her happy, make her realize life is better than what she seems, what she thinks. And if you mess up, then things go wrong and she just gets real mad at you. And there is apparently a happy ending, but no one's been able to find it. But it was still really, really good, really nice read. But anyways, that is all the games I've played in 2022. Now for
I think you played more. Those are the ones you said were good.
No, those are all the ones I've played. I have a very bad time of actually playing a game I don't like.
Well, okay, so should I just mention games that wait, does that
Every
count games you that wasn't released this year or just games released this
no
year?
games released this year. Games that weren't released this
Okay.
year, I have a whole separate list for.
Oh geez.
There's
Um,
5 on that list.
I too have 5.
All right, games that came out in 2022 that we wish we played. Start with 12.
Oh yeah, it's been a while. Do we start with okay, I'm gonna start with games I don't own.
Okay.
But they seem interesting. Tunic. I don't remember what it is. There's a Fox 3D world. Seems fun. So that's one I want to get. Rune Factory 5. I like the series, so I want the game. Neon White seems interesting, I guess. Don't know anything about it. This guy I like, or this guy 6, excuse me. I like the Disgaea series, so I want to pick up all the games. Fire Emblem Free Hopes. I have the other Switch Fire Emblem games, so probably gonna get it. And also, isn't that the warrior style? I think
Fire Emblem Three Houses. You mean no?
Free Hopes.
Three Hopes. Oh,
I can't remember if it was in the warrior style or not. I guess it doesn't have warrior in the title, so it probably isn't.
yeah.
Klonoa Fantasy. Klonoa, it seems like a fun series, so of course. Stray, the cat game. It's a cat we need. And Splatoon 3. I had the second game. It's good, but I probably would get Splatoon 3, but I probably wouldn't play it much. I know myself very well.
Fair.
Do you want to cover yours and then I can end off with the ones I actually own but haven't played?
Okay. Games that I don't own and would like to pick up maybe and play. First off is Cult of the Lamb. It looked fun. It looked cool. I never actually picked it up, and I thought about it but never actually got around to it. A game called Potion Permanent, which is a kind of like an RPG game that apparently you are a doctor in a new town. I've watched my girlfriend play it a few times, and it looked really cool and wanted to get it. Slime Rancher 2. I've played Slime Rancher 1. Loved it. Wanted to get Slime Rancher 2.
Oh, I did not know that released this year, but yeah.
Yes, it did.
Slime Rancher 1 is fun. I should probably get the second one.
Same as you, Tunic. I don't own it. Wish I did. Would love to play it. Bayonetta 3. I've started playing through the Bayonetta games. I have 1 and 2, and so far I've been enjoying them, and everyone says they're actually really good, despite all the crap that went on behind the scenes.
I found Bayonetta 1 on PS4, like a re-release thing. So I should probably try it.
I have Bayonetta 1 for Wii U, because it came with Bayonetta
that
2.
Just yeah, that was what I thought.
Yeah.
No, but original Bayonetta came out for PS3, so... and then they did like a pack with 2 games and re-released it. It was a bit strange, but I just picked it up.
Fair.
I don't know anything else. I just bought it. Don't question me.
Next up, High on Life. I've seen some videos on this game, and it just looks really dumb and stupid. It's also on Game Pass, so maybe I'll download it and play it, give it a try, but it just seems like a really dumb, fun game.
I don't know if it's a dumb fun game, or I don't know if it's fun.
Oh?
But dumb game at least.
What?
Was it Turnip Boykovic's Tax Evasion?
That game is actually really good.
I have it on my wishlist, but I didn't pick it up.
I have it because it was free on Steam one day, I think. No. It was free for Twitch Prime members. On the topic of Lego games, Lego Brawl. I wanted to try this game out. It came out in September. It is an arena brawler where you just fight with either weapons or your fists. And it's basically Smash Bros. But Lego. And then the last one of games that I do not own and wish I played, Nintendo Switch Sports. Apparently did not receive very well, but it's a Wii Sports predecessor. I like Wii Sports. I wanted to give it a try. But that is all the games that I wish I played that I do not own.
Do you have any that you do own but haven't played?
One, two,
That
three,
of course
four,
released
five,
this
six,
year.
seven. I have 7.
Oh jeez. Go on.
First one, JRPG called Live Alive, right? Live Alive? I think it's Live Alive.
Okay, I can just spoil this now. I also had that one. I picked it up, not played.
Yep. Just because it's a JRPG and I already have JRPGs I'm playing through, so it will get to eventually. Xenoblade Chronicles 3. I'm currently playing through the first one, and then I have to play through the second
I
one,
have
and
same. I'm
then I
playing
want to.
both the first and second game.
I want to finish the first one and then get into playing the second one, and then I'll start the
I
third
got the
one. So, come.
I got the second one first, so I started that one, got a bit bored, got the first one, played that for a while, stopped, and now I have the third one.
So come back in like 2077 when both 12 and I have finally played through Xenoblade Chronicles 3.
Yeah, that might take a while.
Splatoon 3. That was an
I mean,
impulse buy for me. I own it. I bought it because of Salmon Run is now permanent mode, and I have yet to actually play it.
but speaking like with like RPGs, there's a lot of games I haven't played are RPGs, and it's exactly that. It takes a bit to get into all the mechanics, so it's a bit hard to start it once you haven't played it in a while. So it feels like long games you need to just do it all in like relatively short time.
Yeah.
Just a bit a bit demanding, and I don't feel like grinding and all that crap. So
See, a lot of
yeah, I
RPGs I
understand.
like have. Well, maybe Xenoblade doesn't, but a lot of RPGs have something called story difficulty, where you can one-shot any enemy because you're only playing it for the story, and that's what I like about RPGs, because a lot of them are just story-based, and I love story. But
Yeah,
speaking
that I guess that depends.
speaking of RPGs, Triangle Strategy, made by Square Enix and the same developers that did Octopath Traveler, same art
Exactly the same
style.
as me.
I picked it up and I've played the demo when that came out like a year or two ago, but I never actually got around to playing the final product, and I totally wish I did. Go.
I bought the game in November, I think, but I'm not popped in yet. Or actually, I haven't
Yeah,
popped it in, but
I put
need to
it. I
play.
plugged it in or put it in my Switch to install it, and then that's as far as I gone.
Yeah, for me, a big reason I got interested was the art style. I really liked the Octopath art style they reused.
Yeah.
I know some people complain that they're reusing it, but honestly, I
Oh, I
really do
love
like
the
it.
art
But it
style.
does kind of make it feel like it should all be the same series.
See, I've heard a
I
lot
don't
of
know what
people.
connections it has.
I don't know if it has any connections to Octopath. It might, but I heard a lot of people complain that just because of the name, they didn't like the name.
It does sound like shouldn't be an RPG.
Well, it's because there's 3 storylines that are all connected. That's why it's called Triangle Strategy. They were just mad because when before it had its name, it was called Project Triangle Strategy, and then they literally just dropped the project part and call it Triangle Strategy. But
Okay.
speaking of dumb, stupid games that I really enjoyed some of them. Goat Simulator 3. I own it, but I haven't played it yet.
Maybe I should pick that up.
I
It's dumb games, but
I
it
don't
could be fun.
know if it is on Steam. I think that actually is an Epic only game, which reminds me I actually have bought in one game on Epic.
Oh no.
What I think is funny is not many people know that Goat Simulator 2 existed, but Goat Simulator 2 was a DLC for the first one.
Okay, that explains it. I was like, I didn't know about a second game. Why is there a
This
third one now?
this next game, I'm going to save this one for last because it doesn't really count. But Valkyrie Asylum is the next one, a Square Enix stealth drop. It's a RPG. It's a JRPG, and it's a Square Enix game, so it's an instant buy for me. I played, technically, this shouldn't be in the wish list category, but I played like an hour of it on Steam or on stream, and really liked it, really enjoyed it, had fun with it, but
I
want to play more
I
of it.
have it on my wish list, but I've kind of forgot about that game. Not looked into it.
And then this last game, which technically shouldn't exist on this list, but does anyways, Kart Rider Drift. That
What?
free to play kart racer game that was supposed to be coming out on Steam and all platforms eventually. Um, looked really fun, has a lot of customization options. And the reason why I said it shouldn't be on this list is because it dropped yesterday. So it's technically a 2023 release. But yeah, you can download it for free on Steam right now.
Okay, hold on. Give me the name. We will do that
Kart
right now.
Rider Drift. It's
Did I
basically
pay?
like a cartoony Mario Kart, is what it looks like.
Yeah, I have no idea. Add to library, I guess. Doesn't cost anything, so
Nope,
might as
it's
well.
free. It's supposed to be coming to other platforms too. I don't know what platforms though. Hang on.
I have one game that you didn't mention that I own but not played. Kirby and the Forgotten Land. Really need to
Ah,
play that one.
I do not
You
own
can
it.
become a vending machine. I'm all in.
Okay, yeah. Kart Rider Drift is on PS4, Xbox One, and Windows. But apparently, I don't know when it's coming. Debuts on PC and mobile. I don't know when it's coming to console though. Unless it's out
Rob,
already.
I have one last game on my games I wish I played but didn't.
Oh,
And it's one I have it now. I own it. But I'm surprised you didn't put it in your good games.
oh,
Harvestella.
that did come out this year, didn't it?
Yeah.
Oh my! How did I forget that?
I remember you talking very positively about it, so I was a bit surprised when I
Oh, it's a
realized
freaking
you
awesome game. I
didn't
love it.
mention that
How
being
did
one
I
of your
for-
favorites.
How did I forget that?
I think you might have rushed this list of yours.
Hang on, because that came out in November, right?
Yeah.
Oh, of course, and sure enough, both games or both lists that I looked at had it on there. How did I forget Harvest? Oh, I feel so bad. Harvestella, I'm sorry. I love you. You are probably my 2022 game of the year. Actually, is Harvestella. If I had to pick one for game of the year, it'd be Harvestella.
I haven't played that many games that came out this year, so I can't really comment too much.
Yeah, I know. I wanted to do like a top 10 thing, but none of us really, I think, played 10 games. I had 7 on my list.
I had 3.
Is there now question? Is there any games that came out not in 2022 that you finally got around to playing this year?
Lego Jurassic World. I picked it up this year and I played it for a while. It's not bad. Not bad.
Not bad. Not a bad one. It's the only one.
No, I have more. Do you want to do one? Go back and
I
forth a
can.
bit.
Okay. This one doesn't technically count, but I'm putting it anyways. Because I finished Pokemon Shield this year, and I started the expansion packs this year. So I played the game earlier, but I finally finished the game and started the DLCs this year. So
I picked up and started Rune Factory 4 Special.
you.
I really, really enjoy that game. So that's probably when I'm gonna continue. That's also why I want the 5th game, and I'm also looking forward to the Rune Factory 3 Special release.
Oh yes, that.
I'm not sure when it's coming out, but that's what I'm looking forward to at least.
Fair.
Do a game?
Next up, I have Iron Sight, a free-to-play first-person shooter game on Steam. I finally got a PC this year that's good enough to run more PC games. So it was one of the ones I could actually give a try and play it, and it's actually really fun. Super, super fun free-to-play game. It has those free-to-play elements where you can buy in-game currency to buy like skins and stuff like that for your gun, but you also can grind out and buy skins for your weapon as well without having to spend any money. But I liked it so much I spent money because I bought the battle pass for it. So
Another game I started. Shantae and the Seven Sirens. finally picked that up. That was a game I didn't know when it released. I just didn't hear anything about it. I started like with Pirate's Curse, got really into the series, got picked up Half Genie Hero when that came out. I picked it up on PS4 as well now, so I have 2 copies. And then I found out Seven Sirens I need to play. And you know what? They fixed a lot of issues that Half Genie had, and added a lot of what made Pirates Curse really good. So it's a really fun game. It's not particularly long, and once you beat the game on that file, there's nothing more to do. But they gave you some reasons to replay it. So I don't know. I really enjoy that one. I'm probably gonna replay it. David?
Sorry, I was taking a
Oh,
drink.
there we go. I thought you died.
No, I was just taking a drink. I need to.
Oh, drinking are you? Is that allowed?
If it's a soda that is non-alcoholic,
You're drinking soda? How unhealthy.
drinking Pepsi. Okay, I did come out last year. I don't give a shit about my. That's why I don't give a shit about my health.
I'm drinking water.
Well, good for you.
I heard it was
leader.
better at lubricating your throat when talking.
Gross.
So I thought that might help.
It kind of is, but
So I try to only drink water during these things, except for when I'm drinking alcohol.
water
which
is
has
an
been
ingredient in the soda, so therefore I'm drinking water.
Yeah, but there's stuff that dries it. It's dry water.
Is water really wet?
Philosophical questions you asking?
Anyways,
What is wet?
what is wet?
Maybe we shouldn't continue with that.
All right, moving on. I found this game was free on Steam, and it got mod support this year, but it came out last year, and I played it for the first time this year. Find Love or Die Trying, another romance, a romance visual novel that's technically takes place on a reality show where you have to try to romance one of the girls, propose to them. If they say yes, you leave the island safe and secure, you get to live. If they say no, you get killed. But there's a twist to it. The twist, I mean, I made a spoiler video on it. Basically, everyone's trying to leave the island because they're all stuck there, and the producer just wants to kill everyone regardless. And even his own daughter wants to escape and leave because they realize how bad of a dick the producer is. So, I don't know. A real cool visual novel. It sparked.
I have it. I will play it someday.
It
But speaking of like,
because of my review of that game, it has sparked a quote that nobody lets me live down, where I've said the only woman I can seduce is a gamer. Because
okay, let's move on.
one of the girls in the game is a video gamer and like content creator. That's what her like career is. And she was the only person that actually agreed to go on a second date with me. But anyways,
they didn't. Okay, yeah.
moving on.
Speaking of visual novels, I started Tsukihime this year, so I have it on my list. Amazing. I really do like it. There's also an anime which doesn't exist.
Chef's
We don't need
kiss.
to talk about it. No, but I don't know. I really did like it, and there's also it also does connect. It's part of the Natsu world, so it has some relation with Fate and stuff. Which is why Fate Carnival Phantasm includes Tsukihime, and there's also the Garden of Sinner series, which is also really good, but that's movies, but fantastic movies.
Yeah.
Read it.
Read it.
Good luck finding it. It's not the easiest game to find because it's quite old. But they re-released a remake on the Switch. But as I understand it, it is missing some elements. I think they removed Neko Arc, which is a bit sad, but I don't remember. But I also added some new paths which didn't exist originally.
Got rid of some, added some. Whatever.
Big give and take. At least a visual upgrade, because that game shows its age.
The last two games on my list are games that I have finished in this year. Started last year, but finished this year. The first one, Far Cry 5. Finally got around to finishing that game. It did not end the way I expected it to, but it's also a Far Cry game, and they never end the good way. Basically, is the best way to put it. But yeah, no,
I have 2 and 3. Maybe I should delay them.
I have them all except for Primal.
I have no idea what that means.
Primal is the Far Cry game that's like prehistoric caveman. Otherwise, I own every other Far Cry game.
Next game.
Next game. Do you have any more on your list, or
I have one more.
okay?
I started with the Hatsune Miku Mega Mix.
Of course you did.
I like my rhythm games. Actually, speaking of rhythm games, I forgot about Geometry Dash. Technically, I didn't start this year, but I picked it up on PC and started that. I have played it on mobile before.
That's why she picked up Hatsune Miku, because she likes her rhythm games. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge.
What? Did you think I did it for other reasons?
I mean, why else do people buy Hatsune Miku games? Not for dancing.
You mash buttons. I mean, I do like the music in that game, which is kind of why I guess I like it. If you're thinking about, dress up and stuff, yeah, I do like that, but I think maybe the F2nd game might be better because there's a bit more you can do when it comes to the outfits. But this game does have more outfits. But you're only stuck with using them in the videos. Or like the PDs, so it's a bit annoying.
Fair.
Yeah, but I did forget to mention Geometry Dash. I started it right before New Year's. And I've been playing a little bit every once in a while. Starting to get okay at it. I'm playing that game with an SNES controller.
Beautiful.
Honestly, it's not bad. You just need to hold it vertically. And it's pretty decent.
Alright. And the last game on my list, I started this when it came out, but I finished it finally in 2022. Rage 2. The Rage series...
That's a game I picked up in 2022.
Rage 2, or Rage is a series not many people enjoy because they think it's just so boring and bland, but I quite enjoyed it. Rage 2 is actually really good. It's surprisingly easy, which sounds really weird, because, like, I managed to beat the game with just a shotgun, assault rifle, and a pistol, but there's, like, 8 or 9 different weapons you can get in the game, and I beat it with just the 3 they give you if you follow the story mode.
Huh.
But
I have a friend who 100%ed every achievement in the game, so I assume there are other people that like that game.
oh yeah, or they're just achievement hunters.
Well, he definitely is an achievement hunter.
All right, now we come to the will we get excited or disappointed, and will we piss off some people with our choices? Games that in 2023 that we are looking forward to. I have
Zelda game, for sure.
I have it listed as games that are confirmed to come out and games that are just possible 2023.
I only noted 3 games down because things are a bit unsure and I couldn't be bothered to just read through unannounced games.
So I have...
So I just took... Can we just talk about Zelda Breath of the Wild because I know you're gonna have it?
It's not Breath of the Wild.
Not Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, that's what it's called.
I love how they did not show when they announced the name for the game, they didn't show the live stream in the EU, because when the Nintendo Direct happened was the day after the Queen passed away. So that's why they didn't live stream the Direct. They only uploaded the VOD to YouTube afterwards.
Huh.
But no, I have in my list here...
I've not paid attention because I don't want to get spoiled by the game, but Breath of the Wild, we all agree it's fantastic. I love just how open it is. I don't think of it as a Zelda game, but just like that, sort of like
I think of it as a
fantasy
Zelda game.
Exploring the world, just going about and doing what you want.
I
haven't beaten Breath of the Wild yet, but I have over 100 hours because fun.
Beaten Breath of the Wild
I replayed
twice.
it 3 times.
I've beaten Breath of the Wild.
I'm on my third file, but none of them I've beaten Ganon on.
Beaten Breath of the Wild twice, 100%ed it once.
Oh no, did you?
So I am one of
Do you
the
have the
proud
poop?
I am one of the proud holders of the golden turd that you get for getting all 100 Korok seeds. I have it on the Wii U version. The Switch version I'm playing through, so I'm playing through Breath of the Wild for like my third playthrough because I finally bought it on the Switch this year. Both those
Breath
playthroughs
of the
came.
Wild is one of the. Oh, it's the only game I pre-ordered.
Yeah, no, I've pre-ordered Link's Awakening remake, but that came out like a few years ago, like 2019. Anyways, I have so the way I have it listed here is I have 5 games that are coming out in 2023 and have a confirmed release date. So Breath or Tears of the Kingdom is one of them. And then I have games that are just coming out in 2023 that they have not given a proper release date for.
Do you want to take one of those confirmed releases?
Okay. Fire Emblem Engage comes out this month, I think. I've never actually
Is it?
played Fire Emblem games before, other than Heroes for the phone. But it looks really cool, looks fun. I want to get into the Fire Emblem series, and I've heard someone say this could be a good possible entry point for newcomers. So
I'm definitely interested in the game, but I do think the new characters looks a bit out of place in a way. But
they say it
I
looks
will be
too
picking it up
anime-y,
likely.
but I'm like, that's what kind of got me interested.
Yeah, no, I'm fine with like it being anime art style. I like that, but it doesn't quite fit in with like the established fantasy state they have kind of created already.
I mean, fair. I just
Um,
want Fire Emblem Engage to do well, and then Sakurai or whatever comes back and goes, by the way, we got one more free character we're adding to Ultimate, and then it's a Fire Emblem character, and then just watch the internet just go nuts.
because there isn't enough Fire Emblem characters already in Smash.
How dare they add a Fire Emblem character to the fighting game? Audacity. All right, it's a game you're looking forward to,
Fire
12.
Emblem Brawl. um, I'm really, really, really looking forward to Octopath Travelers 2.
Hey, me too.
I was expecting you to have that one, but I played the first one. It's such a beautiful game.
I have to finish it. I'm working through it
Oh,
right now.
I never finished it. I just restarted replaying it.
I'm playing through that and Bravely Default 2 at the same time. So I'm playing through 200+ hour games at the same time. It's
Bravely
not going
Default 2
well.
is just I open it to like do like this on paper thing and like registered on my Switch, but that's it. I not played it.
I've never played the first Bravely Default or Bravely Second or whatever it's called. I've just jumped right into 2.
Confused, but yeah, no, I only have the second one too, so
Yeah.
you have to do some games because I only have one more.
So
Actually, no, wait, I do have two more.
we'll take Tears of the Kingdom off. We already talked about that. This next one, I am looking forward to it. I am aware of all the backlash and all the crap that's going on with it. I am looking forward to playing Hogwarts Legacy. Hello, Tattle.
I don't care.
You don't care about the game, or
I don't know. I never looked into it, but I never been much into Harry Potter. The only Harry Potter experience I have, there would be Lego games.
yeah, basically there's a lot of backlash because they started development of this game.
Hello, viewer. We have a forgotten me too. Join the chat.
Yeah, forget me not Tattle. You said their
Oh.
username wrong.
Hey, I'm very known to be dyslexic. This is fine. This is normal. It's
But
not my worst
no,
mistake.
So there's been a lot of controversy, but Hogwarts Legacy started development in 2017, and in 2019, unfortunately, J.K. Rowling came out and basically said they are against transgender people. So it's caused a huge, massive boycott, and as much as Warner Brothers has tried their hardest to disconnect this game from Miss J.K. Rowling, unfortunately, it hasn't done a lot, so there's a lot of controversy, and basically, you're a piece of shit if you want to buy the game, and which sucks because I am actually looking forward to it. I'm not the biggest Harry Potter fan. I just like fantasy wizard games, really.
And maybe it looks interesting. I have not even seen a trailer, so
That is shocking because there's been trailers everywhere. You're allowed to murder and torture people.
oh, that's supposed to get me interested.
As a Slytherin, it gets me excited. Which I know you don't know anything about that, but
No, I don't. I'm just very
Do you,
confused.
do you want to say your game,
I
or do
thought
you
we
want me
wasn't
to
supposed
talk
to
some?
talk about the murder forest.
Do you want? Do you have more games, or do you want me to talk more about some games I'm looking forward to?
What about the Peppa Pig game?
The Peppa Pig game? What? That is not on
There
my
already
list.
exist ones, but apparently coming out another Peppa Pig game.
Well, that is not on my list. So
It's not on mine either. I just thought it would be funny to include.
now
Let's discuss Peppa Pig.
oh,
I
that
wonder
is
what actually that
that's
game
my
would be
game of
about.
2023 right there. Is the Peppa Pig game?
I think this is a Peppa Pig game on Steam.
Yeah, there's also one for Xbox 6 or Xbox One and PS4. But
Yeah, I think it's the same one.
all right,
No idea what it's about, but
do you have any other games you're looking forward to?
Fatal Frame.
Ah,
I like the Fatal Frame games. I have picked up the re-release of the fifth one.
yeah.
Um, so this would be a re-release of the third one or a remaster. I'm not sure. I need to play the fifth one still, but I just like the games. But I'm terrified. I don't want to play them alone.
Fair. The last game on my confirmed 2023 list is
Is it
Story.
Peppa Pig?
No, it's not Peppa Pig. It's Story of Seasons: A Wonderful Life. They are remaking Harvest Moon: A Wonderful Life under the Story of Seasons name because they don't own Harvest Moon name anymore. But I'm looking forward to it. I really like the Story of Season games. They're just really nice, calm farming sim games, and they
And
take
wanted
place
to
in.
try them, but
I
I mean, I just not heard good things about some of the more recent releases.
Really? I've heard nothing but great things about like Pioneers of Olive Town. It's a phenomenal game.
I think this is a bit before that. When
Friends of Mineral
they first
Town.
started switching, I think around then. I don't know.
Oh,
But
the new Harvest, like the actual Harvest Moon games, haven't
oh
been
yeah,
received well.
yeah, no, right.
Yeah, so
The
this is
Harvest Moon game. Those are the bad ones. Story of
see,
Seasons is the good ones.
it's
Right.
weird. Natsume basically lost the name Harvest Moon, but like all these games that are coming out, they're just Harvest Moon, but they're not allowed to be called Harvest Moon anymore. They're now called Story
Yeah.
of Seasons.
I guess I will be taking up some Story of Seasons game then.
It is pretty good. And
It's
then
like I feel like that could be like a nice calming game to like bring with you on your Switch.
oh, they're awesome games. I technically sped run Pioneers of Olive Town because the way to get ending credits is to just get married, and then the game just continues on with your wife or your husband, whoever you choose to marry. And I managed to get married within the first season.
Okay.
I'm just a romantic type. And then all right, so
I'm definitely not the romantic type.
games coming out in 2023 that have no confirmed release date. I'm excited for. The first one, EA Sports PGA Tour 2023. It's golf. I like golf. EA sometimes does good things with golf games. Forza Motorsport, I am looking forward to it, even though it is not a open world game because it's the Motorsport series. Still looks fun. Still looks fine. Payday 3, they're actually coming out with a new Payday game, which just shocked everybody. Payday 2, just
I'm
being
not shocked.
fun. I am. What I am shocked about is Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown, new Test Drive Unlimited game. So I'm really, really excited.
No
and
idea.
shocked for that.
I'm clearly not the best game host for a podcast. A gaming podcast.
Test Drive Unlimited is a open world racing game that Atari owned.
You cut out.
Well. And now we just sit in silence for a bit. Oh, there we go. Test Drive Unlimited is a game series made by Atari.
Oh, you dropped out again.
Oh my gosh. I'm just not allowed to tell you what Test Drive Unlimited is.
No, okay, move on then.
And the last game, even though I've never played any other game in the series, but it looks interesting, Pikmin 4. They've said it's coming, but they've never actually gave a proper like release date thing for it. So Pikmin
I need
4.
to try out all the Pikmin games. They seem really fun.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a kind of neat concept and stuff. Just never picked any up.
So on that note, we talked about the games we liked, games we didn't like, games we wish we played, games that are coming out this
We
year.
actually managed to cover everything in 1 hour and 40 minutes.
We managed to do that. not only that, we managed to actually relatively stay on topic.
If you ignore like the first half.
Yeah, we still managed to technically stay on topic, and that one I'm shocked about. Uh,
Yeah. We had to, fish it in first, but yeah,
yeah,
then it's fine.
yep,
We're not gotten too distracted by our usual things.
we have not. So, anyways, I am going to, with that out of the way, we did it. The next
I need
podcast,
more water. I'm not
well,
wet enough.
well we'll get 1 sec. The next podcast will be whenever. I don't know yet. We'll figure that out later. It's whenever 12 and I are free. Other than that, I'm going to stop the podcast recording. Thank you, everyone, for listening to the podcast. You're awesome, amazing people. Bye-bye.